difficult from time to time, but what if you want to bond with one of them if they're a teenager and they want to go on holidays? Michelle, you're all over this one.
Oh, I do. Oh, well, my son is very lucky because recently we went to Boston in Massachusetts, and there he is. He's 15. He's doing his junior cert, and I said I'm going to inspire him a little bit. There we are out having a meal in an Italian restaurant, and I think it's really important as a parent to spend one-on-one time with your children. I think, and bringing them away like that. You know, there's nobody else involved. My daughter isn't getting time. Nobody else is involved, and Boston's a great city, because there is so much to do for young people, and it's an education centre. So I was bringing him around to all historical sites, like the Boston Tea Party ship, and I said, isn't this great? You know, are you studying this in history? He says, yeah, I know all about this, studied it a couple of weeks ago. And I was going, so there's learning in this. So we went to Science Museum. I brought him to Harvard, hoping I would kind of inspire him to aim high. And then I did bring him to some wacky places like Salem, and we learned all about the witch trials in the 17th century.
No one was actually burned to death in Salem, would you believe? No witches were.
Burned. Well, there were 22 people killed. They were hung.
Burned.
No, they were hung.
And,
no, by the neck. One guy was horrifically... a very long and painful death where they kind of took off his skin and did all sorts of terrible things.
Stop.
But it's the town is kind of consumed by it, and there are live actors every day putting on shows, you know, scenes from the trials, because it is horrific what happened, and it's an example of mass hysteria created by society. So there's a lot of, that was kind of a social learning in that.
But it's also a great money maker.
My sister's bringing her daughter to Boston actually in March, and she's 13, coincidentally.
Well,
but she was like, because it's a nice bonding thing to do one-on-one. If you've got a load of kids, if you can afford to do it, it's fantastic.
If you can take one at a time, because, and I brought my son to Washington, I brought him to New York, and he's seen different places. Washington's a great city to go to too, because all the museums are spectacular and they're all free.
Really?
It's actually everything, all the entry is free. Washington is a real deal, and there are 2 flights a day actually from Ireland to Washington. Boston, you fly with Aer Lingus, and actually there's some super packages. If you go on my website, thenoveltraveller.com, or you can go on michellejackson.ie, it'll direct you to it. I sometimes put up great packages. There's great deals from Tour America at the moment for weekends to Washington, New York, Boston. I'll give you.
What about the exchange rate though? It's not the greatest at the moment. It's a bit of a killer. So you'd want to be getting free outings, as it were.
Yeah.
So if all these, what sort of attractions are free there apart from museums, or is there?
Well, okay. It's actually the things like we did a bike tour in Boston, and it was urban tour adventures, and it was like, it wasn't that expensive. It was about $40, but it was like a great 3-hour ride through the city. We saw absolutely everything. It saved doing other things. The Harvard tour, like $9.99, the dollar, like, you know, and it was a great hour. We were brought around.
Because I know that's what's putting me off going to the States at the moment, because one of my best friends lives in New York, and I should go and visit her, but you can, there's ways to around it.
And I would always recommend getting a city pass, and most large American cities have the city pass, and you buy the one, it's an outlay of about $120, and it'll get you free entry or large discounts.
And travel as well.
Not so much travel, no. You've got to. You're better off getting a card, you know, a travel card for the day, like when you're going to London and European cities. But you can do that in America too. But Washington is a jewel, and it is a gem, and worth considering for families as well. Very accessible and. All the free things to do.
The novel traveller.
Travel blogging,
working away. But anyway, finally for now,